Hey, good morning. I was gonna make this video last night, but I had to be up early to finish some deliveries, and I didn't want to stay up editing. Not that there's much editing, but I didn't want to take up any more time from sleep because I'm already sacrificing more than usual, I guess. So today's video, last night's video, is in regards to Peter McKinnon, who, if you're not on YouTube much, Peter McKinnon is one of the big dogs in this kind of sphere. So he hit 5 million subscribers, I don't know if it was a day or 2 days ago, recently. In 5 years. He started roughly 2015, building his channel around photography and cinematography and film. So to get to 5 million subs in 5 years is incredible. Like, that does not happen. It's very rare. What I want to tie that into, and I guess the theme of this video, almost relating to yesterday's video, is patience. So most people end up quitting too soon. They stop too soon. They give up right before they're about to make it. And I think what a lot of people don't realize or don't see is that oftentimes, Peter McKinnon, for example, myself as an example, before we've made it, we've already put in a lot of work. So before Peter McKinnon started his channel in 2015, he was a traveling magician's assistant, cinematographer, I guess, or he was the camera guy as well as the performer. So for years he put in work, learning his craft of not only magic but also creating film and creating stories and editing and framing and lighting and all this stuff. And so by the time he actually decided to start a YouTube channel to do something with what he'd learned, he already had years of experience. It's not like he just decided one day, I'm going to start a YouTube channel and become YouTube famous. He'd been putting in work and year after year after year to do it. In a different field myself, I mean, now I have this business. It sustains my life at this point, which I'm super grateful for. But it took 3 years after we opened the door to the retail side of things before that could happen. Until then, I'd been working multiple jobs, doing like side hustle stuff just to make some additional income. What you don't see is the 2 years before that Paul and I were building it. And what you don't see before that is that when I was 12 years old, I bought my first reptile. And for the following 4 years, I pretty much spent all my time learning about snakes and geckos and how to take care of them and how to breed them and bugs and diet and illnesses and all this stuff. So finally, when I was 16, right before I turned 16, I got a job at a reptile store. And then I worked at that reptile store on and off for 7 years. And so, I mean, by that point, that's 11 years. It's 11 years of not building my own business, but simply learning about the industry as a whole, about business management, about reptiles and the vendors that I need to contact, the people I place orders through, how to get discounts, what supplies are popular, what's not popular, what's trending, I guess, as far as sales or animals or care or husbandry, all that stuff. 11 years. After that, I took some time off. Paul and I didn't consider jumping back into the hobby because he has a background too. We didn't consider jumping into the hobby until I think it was 4 years after that. So before we bought our first rodents to start breeding rodents for snake breeders, I myself had 16 years. Is that right? No, sorry. It had been about 16 years. 16 years? Yeah, 15, 16 years roughly. But at that point, I had 11 years of time put in, of work put in, to learning and figuring out what to do. So it's not, even though what some people now see as a successful retail reptile store, it didn't just happen in 3 years from us deciding, hey, let's do this. It took time and passion and curiosity and learning and research for a long time. So if you're thinking, or if you're pursuing, or if you're chasing anything, don't get discouraged. Like, look at my story and Peter McKinnon's story for our little niche industries is pretty common with everybody. Take Phil Knight, for example, he wrote an autobiography called Shoe Dog, where he's talking about how he built Nike. I think for him, I don't remember the exact amount of time, but I think it was like 6 or 7 years before he took a paycheck. I mean, at that point, Nike was already becoming an established brand, but like he worked as an accountant on the side, providing for himself, and all the money that he made went back into his business or back into people to help build his business. So it's patience. It's patience and consistency. So whatever you're doing or wherever you're at, just keep that in mind, that it's not just going to happen right away. It's going to take a lot of time. If you saw yesterday's video, I talked about turning this thing into a channel, like an actual thriving channel, and that I was going to put 3 years in. And that's kind of what I want to show. Like, what happens if you do something consistently for 3 years? Will it be 5 million subs or 3 million subs? Probably not. Probably nowhere close. But I bet in 3 years I'll have something to show for it. So just make sure it's something you're curious about and you want to have fun with. Also, I hope you guys can hear most of the audio. I'm kind of at a pullover lookout location by Colorado Springs, just taking a quick break. So hopefully you can hear this. I'm gonna finish my deliveries and then I got to get back to the shop. So enjoy this video. I'll be back tonight around midnight, you know me, to post something else. Have a good day.